Hey folks, Lester here. In October, it will have been 3 years that I've had this truck. 42,000 miles of hardcore, heavy-duty farming. I am meticulous with getting my oil changes, my tires rotated, and guess what? In all of that time, and with all them miles, not a scratch. Not a scratch. Until today, when our sweet, beloved Jami asked to borrow my truck to go get some potting soil and some fruit trees because she wants to plant herself an orchard. And that right there is how she returns it to me. I love her. I do love her. This is the Morrow private family cemetery. My grandfather passed away in '85. My grandma lived a few more years until 99. My Uncle Raleigh passed away a couple of months back. His little pup, his favorite dog, died a couple of months later. My mama lost both of her parents. They're buried over here. And of course, you all know that my sister Tina had a stillborn, buried over there. Maybe I'm a little biased, but I think that the vision that my nanny had in planting the trees along this lane, having a nice quiet drive up to the cemetery, I don't think that my pop could be any prouder. I think that this is a beautiful, beautiful place. This is gorgeous. It takes a lot of work. We have to come out every year and trim all the limbs back from growing across the lane. We have to come out after every storm and pick up the big limbs that fall. Of course, having the church next door, you have kids that want to walk over, and it's not uncommon to find trash, their bags of chips, their cups from their juice. And so it does require a lot of work to maintain it. Of course, you have the mowing. I've always mowed the cemetery. Joanne and I have taken turns. Joanne, is Uncle Raleigh's wife. And she and I guess because we live closer, we've always taken turns mowing the cemetery and doing all the upkeep, all the maintenance. I think that everyone who's laid to rest here would be proud. But sometimes I worry, and maybe it's not my place to worry because, quote unquote, I'll be dead. But sometimes I worry about what will become of this place after I'm gone. Something caught a bird and drug it to the fence right here. We're going to come down this morning and cut all of these limbs that are low hanging and clean up the cemetery a little bit. All of these give me a really hard time when I'm trying to mow. I have to duck my head. They still hit my lawnmower. They're hitting my side-by-side. So I'm going to get my pole saw and cut all of these down, pile them up. I'm going to come by with the trimmers and trim all of this back. Just cut it all flush with the driveway. All of these, it's real pretty through here, but all of these limbs reach out and grab me. I know you can't see anything with the sun. Sorry, guys. I have got a massive, I've got almost every limb that we've cut down. I'm trying to get them over here to put them into a pile where I can burn them. And the more I can do with my tractor, the better. I want to be real careful here and not mess up anything on the cemetery. I will need Jake to help me over here. Juan and his guys cut it down, and they pushed everything out of the way so we can get Joanne back and forth. But this is going to be too heavy for me to pick up and drag. I can't even get this in the bucket of the tractor, I don't think. So I'll probably come by through here and push it this way and make us a burn pile right there along the tree line. I'm trying to be real careful not scrape the ground here. The limbs, you can't help it a whole lot, but you got to pick that bucket right off the ground. So the bucket's not going to be digging up any dirt. You just want to push the limbs along. And I have me a burn pile set up right over there. Will you do me a favor and cut down those low-hanging pine tree limbs by my burn pile?
Yes. What else were you going to say?
I've been looking for that pole saw all morning.
Today's Labor Day, right?
Today's Labor Day. Sheesh.
I was working on Sunday. Now you got me out
Oh,
here on
boy.
Labor Day.
All right.
That's an excuse.
Just throw the saw off and I'll do it myself.
No, I'll do it.
But I'm working. Your dad's working on Labor Day.
Here I am.
Oh, I got a job for you. I got a tractor job for you for later.
Okay.
Look at all them stumps, Jake.
Yeah.
I'll wait till tomorrow. All right, so here ought to be pretty fun. I don't know if my tractor can do this. I want to push these off the driveway into that pile. I don't want to damage my tractor. I'm going to pile them up right there and burn. I'll burn from this spot right here. I can't believe I actually did that. I'm getting better. I am getting better. I just had a spooky moment. Jake was over here doing a job, and I was watching him. I turned my back just for a second, and then when I looked back, I didn't see Jake. I didn't see him anywhere. And I don't know why, but I got this horrible feeling that the rapture came and Jake went to heaven and I didn't. And I'm like, how could Jake go to heaven and not me? That's a funny story. So I'm sitting there and I'm pushing that stuff around and I'm watching you work over here. Oh no, you broke something? I'm watching you work. And I turned my back for a second or so, and then when I looked back, I didn't see you. And I kept looking, and I'm like, were you behind that pile? And I couldn't find you, and I didn't see you anywhere. And all of a sudden, I thought, dang, did the rapture happen, and Jake went to heaven, and I didn't?
I'd be right here cutting down trees with you.
I'm like, how? Well, no, that's what I'm like, wait a minute. Why did Jake go to heaven and not me? And I'm sitting there looking around, wondering. I'm like, okay, well, I hear a chainsaw, so that guy didn't go to heaven.
No, I just went to get this ready.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry to be thinking that, but that's horrible, but I couldn't find you. So the last thing I'm gonna have Juan's guys do while they're here is cut down this limb. This has been in our way. Every year we try to do the pastures when we bale our hay, and we can't get through here. We have to make a big swing around it. So it's just gotten heavy, and it drags the ground. So I'm gonna have his guys come by and hopefully cut it right about there somewhere, and then we'll add this to our burn pile. Sister Kim's goats have pretty much made that right there a part of their goat playground. That's that pine tree that cut down. It had died on us, or it was dying. Big limbs were starting to fall, which made it dangerous. And her goats, well, they couldn't be happier. They could not be happier.